It's early morning. We are getting all the campus stuff before we're ever talking to like the counselor or the direct principal. There's so much that has to be done in the back end before you start. And the first step is planning. You got to prepare. You got to over plan. You got to over predict things. And that's just kind of the game. So what we do is we make a hypothetical calendar of, in a perfect world, if we got every school on the days that we wanted, where would they be placed, right? And so we put them on paper, and then as they get, locked in and confirmed, we'll start to put them in different colors. But we know where we want, hypothetically, every high school to be before we go show anybody. The last thing you want to do is to finally get to the final step of like the counselor or the principal, whoever is the final stamp of approval that you can do a campus table to go, when do you want to go? And you're like, whenever you're free. Like that doesn't look professional, doesn't look like you're on top of the game. So always have a calendar marked out, and then this get kind of fun, because you're going to lay out every high school you have, and you're going to go, all right, we're going to give them 2 days, we're going to give them 2 days, we're going to give them 3 days, and in a hypothetical world, in a perfect world, it's like, whoa, we could do so much, right? And then your staff will see it, they'll be like, damn, and then it will motivate you, and you have light at the end of the tunnel. You know why you're going to be putting in all those hours, trying to talk to central offices, do all those things, is because you see, what if we did this many campus tables? What if we got this much approval with the campus letters? What if we got to speak into 2 of the 10 high schools? Oh my gosh, right? So always lay it out, always plan it out, because I like doing that because it's your map. It's why are you going to do this? Because I had all these schools, right? But it gives you a visual cue, right? So step 1, put it on a calendar, okay? Step 2 is have your Spec 05. This comes in the Spec 05, of course, so you guys already know that. Third thing is your central office letters, right? So step 1 is prepare, right? Step 2 is go to the central offices, and you're going to ask for what many school districts call it many different things: a letter of intent, a letter of introduction, a central office approval letter. The list goes on, but you need to get them from every district, okay? This can be tough at the beginning, but if you follow this proven path, it usually gives you success. So every school district is different. That's kind of my first introductory. When I go to the central office, I say, hey, every school district is different, but we're just looking for a letter of intent. Is the superintendent in, or the secretary of the superintendent, right? So I say, is the superintendent in, or can I just speak to the secretary of the superintendent? Okay, great. And then I sit there with the secretary of the superintendent. I wait the 30 minutes or the hour at the central office for them if I need to, but I don't leave. I stay there. I wait for that person to see me. Hey, they're just waiting for you out there. Can you go see them? And then I go in there and I'm prepared, right? And I say, yeah, every school district's different. We work with so many different school districts. Some people are just put like a little header on it. Some people put their whole, logo on it. Some people are very, very plain. This is actually our biggest school district, and they're like the most simple letter of intent, right? But they're all pretty much the same on what they say, right? So you need to have examples. If you're sitting there and going, I don't have one central letter of intent, well, get some from your DVM, get some from your district manager, reach out to the campus relations person for the company. There's letters out there that you can borrow. Reach out to me on Instagram, Smith956, or message us on the Snapchat, Team No Sleep. The O and no is number 0, right? We have letters on my video. You guys will see the different letters. So you guys can take a screenshot and then show it to your school district and say, this is what many of the school districts do. I'm just trying to get something similar. Can we get this set up, right? Because this is the proper way to do it. Many kids, they'll try to smooth talk, and they'll just go straight to the school, and they'll override the central office, because the central office usually doesn't know what's going on within the various school districts from the field aspect. And so you'll feel real cool because you got a campus table and you smooth talk to the principal, but at the end of the day, is that duplicatable? Can your staff do that, right? And you got to think long term, right? A big problem I had in my business was Nick Smith can go in there and he can smooth talk anyone, but at the end of the day, I can't just send my staff to the school district and say, hey, go get a campus table for those 2 days like I did it, right? So it's not as easy if the protocol is not in place, and this is the proper protocol. So step 1, central office letter. Step 2, get the central office letter, go to the principals and say hi, and you introduce what you're trying to do, right? So there's so many scripts on what we're trying to do. What my key is I keep it as less words as possible, right? So don't hide anything. Don't try to lie or anything like that, of course. Be very transparent, but keep it short and simple, right? We're just looking to set up campus tables at all the school districts, just like we have in the past years. We're at Edinburgh North on the 9th and 10th. We're looking, can we set up with the 11th and 12th here at this school? Or they're not testing, right? And that's always my key line. They're not testing, right? They don't have AP testing on those days? Okay, great. Can you check 11th and 12th in? Would that work? Okay, perfect. Let me write it down, right? And I lock it in. I look very professional. I'm sharp. Dress good, look good, smell good, the whole list, right? And make sure you're over prepared. But this is a lot of legwork that you're doing to eventually get to the campus tables. In the past, I always just smooth talk, go straight to the high school, know the days I want to see it, say, hey, can I see it this day, and I would get it in most school districts. And then some school districts, they would say, oh, you need to get the central letter, and I would just ignore it, and I would say, whatever, but I'm on your other 3 high schools. That is not the way to do it. You want to do it the right way. You want to do it the right way for the long-term success and not the short-term success. Too many kids will say, I got a short-term win, and they think, oh, wow, I'm going to win a silver cup because I got a short-term win. But I'm telling you right now, silver cups don't pay the bills. Long-term sustainable businesses do, right? So you want to make sure you're doing this the right way. So do all these legwork things, do all these tedious tasks at the beginning, and then long-term, you're going to have a system where eventually these letters come in, they're emailed to you. The following year, you can just email the letters out to the superintendent and say, hey, we're just looking to get another letter reinstated, because every year you need to get one, by the way, so they only last every 1 year. So every year you got to get a new one, and it's real cool to have just the power and the back record, the track record of, hey, here's our letter from last year, can we get a new one, right? And then they email the letter, you don't even have to go anymore, right? You forward the letter to your staff. You email the person at the school district because you're connected with the school district now, because you save business cards. That's one of the keys I'm doing is I save the business card. I always get the business card to the person I set the table up with. I buy them some Cutco, right? So that's another huge win. Buy them some Cutco, get your staff to wrap it up, write a little thank you card, and you always give them Cutco, the person who confirms the dates at each school. And then the next year, it's very simple to just forward the email of the central letter, forward the days you want, and say, hey, how's your Cutco working? Hope all's well. We're looking to see the 9th and 10th available for May, this coming school year. And you do this in February or March, months before, and just, if you do this the right way, guys, it'll pay you dividends. If you want to play, shortcuts, I'm telling you, shortcuts are never the right way. It's never sustainable, so don't do shortcuts. Do this the right way. Hopefully you got through this whole video. If you have questions, snap us. If you have questions, Instagram me. The list goes on. So